What is up, guys? Welcome back to our top guide. We got phase 5 coming up. This is a highly requested one. You guys have been asking for the top guide. I'm aiming to finish these all before DMU comes out. Keep in mind, this is LPDU strats. This is for the European data center, okay? So some of these strats might not work for NA. Maybe NA does something completely different, so keep this in mind. LPDU strats are going to be down in the description below. So make sure you guys check that out. There's going to be all the mid plans in there, everything. So this is going to be focused on that. We're going to do it the same format like we always do. I'm going to pull up the toolboxes, and I'm going to show you the clips and footage of all the POVs and exactly where to stand. So let's get right into it. Cue the intro. Let's go. As you just start phase 5, this is the first thing that's going to happen, right? The first thing you do is main tank gets aggro, okay? Main tank gets aggro and kitchen sinks. You can see the mitigations being popped here on the Paladin. And then the off tank will provoke during this cast, Solar Ray. So the off tank gets it, eats it, the whole party's behind, just like that. This is literally the start. And then after that, this is going to be a cast for Delta. This is your first major mechanic of phase 5. And it might seem overwhelming, but don't worry, we'll go over every step. But this is the cast, and this is the main stuff right here that we're going to be talking about. Just keep in mind that you should discuss with your other tank if you are a Paladin. Since if you are a Paladin, you do have the invuln, and the invuln cooldown is very different from the other tanks. It's a much longer cooldown. So make sure you negotiate that with your other tank. And keep this in mind because invuln could be used in previous mechanics in top. So very important to highlight this part here. But just know that the standard way is just main tank eats it, other off tank provokes, okay, during the cast of Solar Ray, and that's it. That's the standard way. With a Paladin, with invuln, definitely want to discuss it with your tank just so things are like 100% clear. So here it is in the LPDU toolbox. You can see the Solar Ray getting cast. And now Delta starts, and I'm going to showcase everything here. Okay, I'm going to simplify this for you, all right? You see the eye? Wherever the eye is going to be the new north. You have Omega spawning, and you have Beetle spawning. All you care about right now is look at the eye and look what tether color you have right now. Okay, so here's how it goes. If you have a Christmas tether, green-looking tether, you will look at the eye and then go east. There's going to be outer and there's going to be inner. Now, same thing on the west. If you have a blue tether, you go west. Just like so. There's going to be inner and outer, standing in a straight line. Just like so. Okay? So, the inner pairs will flex. What does that mean? Essentially, there's going to be hands spawning. Okay? And these hands, they cannot be the same color on one side. So let's take Dragoon and Machinist as an example here. Both of them spawned a blue hand. So we cannot have this happen. It needs to be blue and orange. So if Dragoon swaps with Gunbreaker, now it's fixed. Now this blue hand will go here. And then everything's gonna be fine. So the people that do the flexing will be the inner tethers. In this case, Dark Knight and White Mage. They are the ones not flexing because we have blue and orange hand here. So there's no need to flex. So we can take them both. Essentially, what you need to do is stack with this partner down here with those two hands. So it will look like this. You will stack like this for the green tethers. And eventually there's going to be a poop AoE landing here and here. Two of them, it will cancel each other out. Essentially, if the same color hand hit each other, by the way, it's basically a wipe. Like it has to be with another color, basically. Just keep that in mind. It has to be another color of the hand. Never do it with the same hand, and never do it with a hand on its own. It has to be same color. That's the only way to pass this mechanic. Okay. Now we'll explain the blue tether side. How do the blue tethers do this? The inner people, okay, they will be standing like this. See, They will stretch out their tether because their tether will break based off distance. See, the green tether, when you're closer to each other, it will pop. The blue tether, when you're further from each other, it will pop. So the Gunbreaker and the Dragoon's blue tethers will instantly pop because they kept distance and they're standing like this. Those guys here, they're standing next to the D marker like so. So just like this. Okay, now there's gonna be hands spawning, okay? You need to bait these hands in the direction that they are spinning. But you might be asking, which person should be doing the baiting? Here we go, I'll be explaining this part. So, the Summoner and the Machinist will be baiting the hand. The Samurai and the Sage will be baiting the hand. The ones that are on the outer tethers, they will be the ones that will be baiting the hand, okay? And you need to bait this hand outside of the map. So remember, outer tethers are baiting hands. I must emphasize that the inner tethers for green tether are baiting the north and south hand, okay? Do want to mention this. For the blue tether, only the outer people are baiting those northwest and southwest hands, okay? So once again, I will show once again here, all the green tethered people will be baiting hands. Samurai in this example is baiting northeast hand. Sage, southeast hand. Dark Knight, south hand. White Mage, north hand. Just like, because they're inner, they're gonna take north and south. But the blue tether inner does not. The blue tether does not bait the hand. But the outer blue tether, Summoner in this example, is baiting northwest hand. Machinist is baiting southwest hand. That's all the hands. The Gunbreaker and Dragoon, they will do a different thing, which I'll explain later. They will actually run towards the middle, both of them, after the tether pop and the poop AoEs. Okay, just want to clarify this part. Poop AoE happens. Here, I'm going to explain how this works. What essentially you need to do is when these tethers pop, like in this case, the Dragoon and the Gunbreaker, their tethers already popped when the debuff hits 0 seconds. You have to wait till the debuff hits 0 seconds exactly and then move. You cannot move early, you cannot move later, you have to pop it. It will be popped automatically when it hits 0, and then you move towards your partner, which is in this case the Gunbreaker and Machinist stacked together, the Dragoon and Summoner stacked together. Just like so. They will stack together, and after they stack together, they will move forward towards the center of the arena. You can see Gunbreaker and Dragoon, they're moving towards Omega Male in the middle. Okay? Now, I will explain what the green tethers are doing. While all this stuff is happening with blue, we didn't talk about green, so let's talk about green. Like we said, the green, the outer tether people, they're going to be taking the northeast hand and the southeast hand. The ones taking the southwest hand and the northwest hand, by the way, are the Summoner and the Machinist. These two guys, they were the ones on the outer. Like we said, the outers are taking the hands. Okay? But now we come into something a bit unique. We have north and south. Who takes that? The green tethers that were inner are going to take north and south. So, we bait the hand. You see? The White Mage and the Dark Knight, they were the ones that were inner. So now they're the ones that have to go north and south. The Christmas tether ones, the green tether people, they're just gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. But the people that are not gonna do the tether are the ones inner blue tether. So they're literally gonna run towards the middle. Okay? Now, with the hands baited and everything, here's what's gonna happen next. Male is gonna hit one of you guys. Dragoon or Gunbreaker. One of you will be hit. And it has to, you have to get closer to Male for that to happen, because it hits like the nearest, around someone that's nearest to them. Okay? Just keep in mind that this is gonna help a lot with essentially, you're gonna stand away from your Gunbreaker. Make sure you're not next to him. You're literally gonna walk in a straight line and stand like this. One of you gets shield bashed. Omega's gonna cast Monitor like so. This Gunbreaker, now that he got shield bashed, has to run towards Omega side on the safe side. Machinist and Summoner, they will pop sprint. One person is going to get a monitor. In this case, Summoner is getting the monitor. So, I'm going to explain the monitor part. You see, we all ran middle. I'm going to showcase this again just so it's very clear. I know it might be overwhelming, just bear with me. I will be showing in-game POVs to highlight this very, very particularly, very specifically. So don't worry, I'm just giving you the fundamental idea. Okay? The Machinist and the Summoner, the ones that baited these hands, okay? They're the ones who are going to go in the middle and stack together. This monitor is going to be facing opposite side of where Omega is facing. As you can see, it's facing opposite. The people that are stacking have to stay behind the Summoner. Do not stand in front of the Summoner or on top of the Summoner directly. Stand behind them just like so. The Christmas Tether people, they're going to spread out like this. They want to get hit by the monitor, okay? So they're standing like this under the marker. See that like this? They're standing in such a way that's away from the center of the arena. You want to stand like this. Okay? This stack is now going to happen in the middle. There we go. People got hit by the monitors. The green tethers got hit by monitors. Okay. So here is the step, right? The shield bash, remember, it can go on anyone. Even if you are a monitor, you can also get shield bashed, and then you would run towards Omega on the safe side. Keep this in mind. This is very important, okay? Next up here, it's going to be Beetle. Beetle's going to be casting. Over half the arena is going to be unsafe. Over half the arena is going to be unsafe. I'm going to showcase where everyone stands here. You see these people here? These green tethered people that are closer to Beetle, okay? This is important. If you are closer to Beetle and you are a green tether, you are going to pop yours first. There's going to be a debuff called Ruin. This debuff, you cannot pop your tether until that debuff runs out. You have to wait till it runs out. The green tethered people that are away from Beetle, what do? The person that's on the safe side of Beetle is going to anchor. Like we said, this side is unsafe now. So this person who was standing around one marker, he has to move here now under Beetle, keeping that tether stretched. They cannot pop yet. Okay? The White Mage and the Dark Knight will pop. Just like so. And that's the positions for everyone else. Now I'm going to explain everyone else's position. Okay? So, you see those two people that popped? They're going to stand like this. The person moved over here. And the other person anchored here. And there's going to be two more debuffs called Near World and Far World. Far World is simply going to go all the way down at the Shuriken symbol here. Away from the... Like this is the danger side. Go away from the danger side all the way down here. If you have Near World, you're going to stand at the very edge of the danger line. And don't worry, you have time to adjust and move. Even if you are like a little bit inside the AoE, you can still move a little bit down and you're going to be safe. There are people going to have nothing. Two people are going to have nothing. They have to run here. And they run here that's far from this guy and far from this guy. You don't want to be like close to the Far World. So try to lean more towards away from Far World. It's like around two shurikens, two shards from the shuriken. And then everything goes off. The Near and Far World pop. The bounces start happening. These two are going to bounce with each other because they're near. These two are going to bounce with each other because they're far. A Far World and Near World. That's how it works. And then at the very end, the final two green tethers are still here. So they're going to pop when the debuff Ruin runs out. Okay, the boss is going to be the center. Everyone's going to move now. But the green tethers still exist. You will make sure you pop right at the end of that. Like right when Ruin runs out. Okay, I know that was a lot. But when I explain in the game POV, it's going to make a lot more sense. But this is the basic fundamental idea of where everyone is positioning. So let's go over to the in-game POV and explain step by step and exact positions, okay? So here we go. Alright, so I'm going to be showcasing in-game POV now for the blue tether. Don't worry, I'm going to be showing every single one every single pattern, every single, you name it. This example, I'm going to be showing delta. In this example, this mechanic delta with the blue tether, and you are inner with a near debuff. Now, we stand right here. You can see the hands, they are different color, meaning I don't need to flex here. I would be the flexor if this was the same color, since I am the inner. Inners are always the flexors. So, I position like so, okay, and wait for this debuff to run out. When this debuff hits 0, this is the exact time that I'm going to be moving to my member, my team pair. Let's just call it my pair. My pair in this example is this guy, and I'm going to walk towards the machinist. Once this tether, look at this, 2, 1, debuff pops, run, run, run. As soon as you see the AoE poop on the ground, right? You have to wait for the AoE poop on the ground to happen first before moving at all. This is so important. Do not just move in and just instantly start running around. So we move to our partner, pair, okay? Now, after this, we run towards the center instantly in a straight line towards where my partner was. So if my partner was behind me, I would be literally front. The other person is doing the exact same. His partner is right behind him. He runs straight forward, okay? And we keep distance from each other like this, okay? Because we're going to be getting hit by Omega. He's going to do like a shield bash, which I will showcase now. Boom. Right here. There it is. And see, this is the AoE size. If someone is inside this, if you go too close to the middle, you can hit the other person, and he's going to be sad. He's going to get knocked off the entire map. So, after we get hit, we are the ones moving. See how when I move? I move towards Delta, towards Omega. But I stand left of the D marker, since this is going to cleave half. From Delta, it's going to cleave half of this. So I stand left of this. Now, the other person that didn't get hit by Shield Bash, they would simply remain in their position, and they're going to be taking a stack. Mayo's going to hit the stack on them with the 3 other people that were baiting the hand. The blue tethered hand people, essentially. So, I start running here, and look, I'm standing left of this marker. See that? Left of this marker. I just stand away because I cannot take a stack. I just cannot take a stack. You have to be away. Just like so. And you can see, these people, they stacked and they did, it's a 3-man stack. Just like so. And then after that, I instantly swap to my camera, look at Beetle, look at the position of Beetle, and you see these glowing blue lights right here? This is the indication that he's gonna start cleaving this side, meaning this side is now unsafe. You do not want to be here. So, what we simply do, what I like to do, and how to not get lost. I promise you, this is the easiest way to not get lost, because it might seem overwhelming and you get lost. Here's how you do it. I look at Beetle, and I strafe left. That's it. I will never get lost. Look, see? I look at Beetle, I strafe left, and then I do my mechanic. I have near. I'm getting another clip here where I have the near debuff. The one before that was actually a wipe. So just to clarify this part again, okay? Right here, I'm looking at Beetle and I'm strafing, right? And I'm standing with near, okay? This is my near debuff. Look how I'm standing. See that? See that? Right here. I stand like literally at the edge of this line. You have some time, even if you're inside it a little bit, you can just move a little bit and you're near, okay? And then it pops off. Boom! Just like so. Look at that. And that's how you do near. Now we're going to do the next one. So here, I'm going to be showcasing where we got Christmas, and it was inner tethers. So here we go. The Delta cast is going off. And we get Christmas tethers. So again, I look for the eye. Looking for the eye, it's new north, and we are inner. You can see we are stretched out. You can see our hands, and as you can see, I do not need to flex. I am inner, but I would flex if it was the same color. I'll stay here, and I am taking this one, the south hand, since I was inner. Boom. Bait it correctly. And then right here, I would move like this towards this marker. I do not want to go here, obviously, because that's the other Christmas tether. You don't want to go their side, obviously. So just go opposite of them, basically. just like so. And now, in this POV, I am near Beetle on the safe side already. So as you can see, all I have to do is look, I don't move. I don't move. I don't have to move. Now it's the Astro's responsibility to move towards me. And we just pop. I just pop like this. And then we stand on this number marker. I stand a bit more like to the left at the bottom here because I don't want to be too close. But you can stand like at the bottom of this marker, number 2, on number 2 marker. At least in this example. Boom. The near bounces on the Astro, and then it bounces on me. So there you go. That's your POV for Christmas Tether. And let's go to the next POV. All right, now we have the Christmas Tether for Outer. This is thanks for Weeb Trash for giving me his POV. I was in the party with him on here. So here we go. Goes with the Christmas Tethers. So in this example, he is Outer Christmas Tethers, which means he has to bait the hand. So he's going to be baiting the hand here. Shoots it outside the map and it rotates this way. And he's just going to stay here. Look, he stays like this. Goes under the 4 marker. See, he goes under the marker. Do not go on it. Do not go on top of it either. See, right here, this laser is shooting this way. Okay? Again, when this is shooting this way and you're in the danger, you're the one that has to move to the other side. The other people, they just stand. So, as me, here, in this case, that's me. I'm just standing there. I let my teammate walk to me and pop. And in this example, Weeb Trash is going towards Beetle, and the other person is anchoring. Okay? So they go under Beetle, right under him. Look, it's like this. This is the area, you see? You stand right under Beetle, on the safe area, and boom. You're gonna get the far bounce, and that far bounce goes towards your partner. Alright everybody, now I'm going to be showing the monitor POV, okay? I'll just show in this example. I have blue tether, okay? I have blue tether. So, just like so, and I have to bait, because I am around the A marker here. So, I'm baiting the hand, but I also have monitor. So, do not panic. Do not panic. As soon as you bait the hand and you see the line AoE on the ground, start moving right now. Because the shield bash is going off. You have plenty of time. Do not panic. Do not worry. Breathe. Stay calm. Run. And you're going to run opposite side of the Omega. The Omega's monitor is right here. I am going opposite of him. Going in this position. And look how I stand. Look how I stand. I stand and I make sure I do not hit the Astro who was shield bashed. So if they get shield bashed by Omega and then we also hit them with the monitor, dead. Dead. Do not want that. So I stand here and see, notice these people, they are standing opposite of me where they're not going to get hit. Like, do not stand on top of the person exactly. There's a chance if you stand on top of the person, you're like inside, you know, because the hitbox is like this. And you stack and think, oh, it's going to be fine. It's not going to be fine. You are going to get hit. So stand away from the monitor side of me, and you will get the stack. Look, it's very forgiving. Look, boom. Look at the stack. Look how big it is. You don't need to stack around on top of me. And that's it. We did the monitor, and that's it. We already showed the near POV from the previous example, but that's essentially how you do the monitors. Okay, next up, I'm showcasing where we end up with nothing. So I went up, I baited my thing, and I went over to get the stack. Okay, the stack happened. I look at Beetle, and now look at my debuff. Look at my debuff. I don't have near, I don't have far, I don't have a tether. I baited the hand as a blue tether, and guess what? I have nothing. So me and the other person, we're gonna go here. And I will kind of like make this very easy to understand. I'll make this very easy to understand. Look. Looking at Beetle. And by the way, to instantly find Beetle, it's not that crazy. You look wherever, like I was baiting hand, and I'm looking at Omega, right? I'm looking at Omega, Beetle is always opposite of Omega. That's it. It's very simple. So I strafe left. I know Delta is far. So Delta is far on the edge. I move a little bit more left. So looking at this, I go like this. Yeah? Look how I'm standing. Here's the shuriken symbol right here. I stand at least 2.5 shards from this shuriken. And as you can see here, the warrior, he's not too far off. He's looking at the shuriken, and he's going to stand around here. It's very important. See? See the warrior? Look. See? Boom. Now you really see. Huh? There's the shuriken. 2.5 shards over here. This shuriken, 2.5 shards over here. Think of this shuriken. If you have the nothing thing, and the warrior's having he has the Christmas tether where he has to anchor. Look at the shuriken, and then go 2.5 shards. And of course, as a quick reminder, make sure that for the last green tether, this is the debuff. Wait for this debuff to hit 0 seconds, and then you guys can pop your green tether. Here's just a quick example of me actually doing it. As you can see, I'm standing 2.5 shards, okay, from this shuriken as the one that anchored. And you can see I'm waiting. I can max melee. And now I pop. Because my debuff ran out. We pop and we're good. That's it. I do want to mention that if you get hit by the shield bash from Omega and you also have monitor, don't worry. You're gonna get hit with the shield bash and then you're gonna move towards Omega and you're gonna do your monitor. Yes, it is possible to get both monitor and get hit by the shield bash. But you're fine as long as you point it in the good direction, as long as you're not you're like a little bit away from a mega male so you don't hit the people in the stack, you're gonna be fine. So as you just finished Delta, now we begin Sigma. So there's gonna be Solar Ray. You handle this. You handle the Solar Ray tank busters. Okay. And now we have Sigma. Sigma starts right here. So you're gonna get PlayStation icons. All right. And we're gonna line up in BPOG. So that's blue, purple, orange, green. The best way to do this, we need to find male. Male is gonna be at the edge of the arena. So instead of looking around, spinning your camera, oh shit, where is male? Here's the thing. There's gonna be 2 mini hands spawning. You simply look opposite of those 2 mini hands, and now you automatically know where male is instantly. So you don't have to spin your camera, look for male. Look for male. This is your first step. And we're gonna run towards male. Male is our new north, okay? So we're gonna head over to male and lining up in this way. All right. As we line up this way, we're gonna get symbols, okay? You are tethered to your partner and standing in a conga line, essentially. So some people, you're gonna have like this. One person gets no prey marker and the other gets it in a pair. And then you have both of them have prey marker. And then another one both have prey marker. And then one is going to have nothing and one is going to have prey marker. The way we do this is everyone is going to go to a designated specific position based off this pair connection. Okay. So essentially, here is where all the positions are going to be. If you have nothing and you're northmost with a pair that has prey marker, Samurai goes northwest, Dark Knight goes southeast. And I'll show it here in this step. As you can see, if it would show, Samurai is northwest, Dark Knight is southeast. Now, it's very important to keep in mind whether it's near or far. I'm just taking the Samurai and Dark Knight as an example here for the first one. If you are far, you're going to go at the very edges of the arena. And if you are near, you're going to be standing in front of the marker. All right. So that's how it is. It's just like in phase 2 with near and far. So this is for Samurai and Dark Knight. For Dragoon and Summoner, they both have prey markers. So now what? Dragoon is going to go north. Summoner is going to go south because they're on the right side of the BPOG. Okay. So in this example, Dragoon Here comes the Dragoon. He's going north towards mail. He's just going to stay there. As far, edge of arena. Other person's edge of arena south, both prey marker. Again, if it's near, you stand for the marker. Just like so. If you are the second pair going from north to south, BPOG. Machinist and White Mage. Machinist, if you have nothing, you're always going to go northwest or northeast. So if you have nothing as Machinist here, since you are the second one down, so Samurai is already heading northwest. You can't go northwest. Yes, you have nothing, but you're not the most north that has nothing. You're Machinist. You're the second that has nothing. So you would go northeast. The same thing with White Mage. White Mage is the second one that has a prey marker. Dark Knight is the first one that has a prey marker. So Dark Knight would be going southeast, opposite of the Samurai. And White Mage would be going southwest, opposite of the Machinist. So keep your eyes on Machinist and White Mage right now. Keep your eyes on them. And just like so, look at that. Standing far. If it's mid-glitch, aka I just call it near to simplify things, it will stand in front of the marker just like so. Just like so. All right. Now we'll go over the last one. Last one is the Gunbreaker and the Sage. They both have prey marker, so they go west and east. They go west and east since they are the second down that have double prey markers. The Dragoon and the Summoner, they were the most north, so they get north-south. And in this case, since Gunbreaker and Sage were at the bottom, they would do west and east. Just like so, baby. Just like that. And obviously after that, it's gonna like shoot out the hands. You know those hands that we talked about at the start? They're gonna shoot out on the people, on the Samurai and the Machinist. Just like that. And that's how you want to do it. Now, here's where things get interesting. We're gonna talk about that after, but for now, I'm gonna show you in-game POV of all this stuff happening so you get an idea. So here's the Sigma cast bar. Sigma starts and we go opposite of the hand. See, well, I looked at the hand. I go opposite of the hand. That's it. Here we go. Hands are right here. Opposite of the hand is male. Automatically. I don't need to spin my camera, look for him. No, I know exactly where he is. So we go towards male. We have far, as you can see here. We have far, which means we're going to go all the way to the edge of the arena, wherever we are going to end up going on one of the markers. All right. So in this case, I am triangle green, so I'm green. BPOG lineup, I am green. So with green, I'm looking. Here's what I get. You notice here, the Warrior and Pictomancer, they're the first ones that get nothing and a prey marker. See, this is how it looks. You just look at the pair and then you see from north to south where you would end up going. So I know for a fact this Warrior is northwest, Pictomancer is southeast. The prey markers are always heading south here, if you're like a single prey without another prey. The Viper in this example is going to head northeast, and I am going southwest. Now, here's what I do. See, I'm looking at my Viper, like I know where I need to be. I just go like this. Go to my position. Boom. Just like so. And that's how you do that. Now, I'll show you the near version of this. All right, so I'm using Weeb's example here. Weeb has... We have near in this example. So he has X running towards male, just like so. And as you can see here, he's a double prey marker with his pair. Since he's on the west side of this conga line, he's going to stay north and he's going to be near. So you see, this is how you stand. In front of the marker, just like this on this ring. You're just gonna stand there. Everyone's just gonna stand there and let thing resolve. There we go. That's how you do near. just like that. So as you guys know, we explained that you can either be mid glitch or far glitch in Sigma, okay? So there is a macro in LPDU. Based off where towers spawn, use these macros and push the button whether you get near or far, okay? So I will show what I mean here. Here's the towers I'm talking about, okay? In this example, you can see they are far, so at the point you already clicked the macro for far. So you can see far glitch. It's like this is the tower pattern. It's gonna look like this. I will showcase in from the Discord macro as well. See, far 1 and then comma and then 2. What that means, by the way, is that it is a singular north tower. If it was near, there's gonna be towers like this at north. All you care about is the fact that north is gonna have either 2 towers or 1 tower. That's what you care about right now. Okay? Only care about this because you need to align yourself based off that. Okay? And by the way, this singular north tower or 2 I started coughing. It's going to spawn exactly where male spawns initially. So you know how before, at the start of Sigma, at the very beginning of Sigma, we said that male spawns here and we use them as north the entire time. This is where it comes handy. When we run to him, keep your camera, like keep in mind where male spawned. The tower is going to spawn where he is. But it can also spawn opposite of him. So you have to keep this in mind. Tower could spawn where he is, but it could also be opposite. It's never anywhere else as the new north, okay? So, for example, like we said, 1 tower north. This is 1 tower north. This 1 tower north could be here. Could be opposite of where male was initially. So, if it is not 1 tower north, or 2 tower north, based off if you have mid glitch or far glitch, like we explained earlier, if there isn't the towers there, look opposite, that's where the new north is. Okay? So, as you can see in this example, we're gonna be going to these towers, getting knocked by them based off which marker we ended up at. Okay, so this is why I'm gonna bring up this. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So let's say, for example, you ended up on 1 marker, and it was close. You would go on this tower. You're 2, you go on this tower. So based off the marker or number that you ended up on, keep in mind of it, because it is going to be useful later. It's for close and far. I'll be putting the screenshot in the description down below for you guys to use, okay? But this is how you do it. And don't worry about remembering, oh, where exactly was my marker? Where do I need to go for the tower? Oh, I can't remember. Don't worry. That's why we have this macro. Because this macro is for near or far, depending which debuff you get. It has it all in this position, and you'll know exactly where you're going to end up, which tower. I do like to emphasize that if you have near, when you get knocked in the tower, stand in the center of the tower. Do not go to the edge, because then you're stretching it out and then bomba. Oh yeah, big bomba. If it is far, when you get knocked to the tower, you will go to the very edge of the tower and stretch it out as much as you can. Okay, so as you can see here, stretch it out. If there's a way you want to remember this, like this, A, B, C, D is going like this, like a smiley face. A, B, C, D, smiley face. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, and 1, 2, 3, 4 like this for far. Okay, but you don't have to remember this. You can just use the macro, and it's gonna help you. But this is, if you want to memorize this, you can just through this picture from LPDU. So that's essentially how you do it. In this example, we have near. After we bait the marker near, this is how we're gonna do it. Okay, just like I showed you in the picture earlier, we're gonna find 2 towers north with near. So again, just wanna emphasize that male is here. Male is at 4 marker right now. Okay, and we used him as north. Okay, he's the new north. So we're literally keeping in mind of that. We know it's there. So we're gonna look there to see if there's gonna be 2 towers north. as you can see, opposite of male was 2 towers north. Now, it can be opposite, or it could be where male was. In this case, it was opposite. So it's very important to keep in mind. See? 2 towers north. Now, he was 4 marker. Weave Trash was 4 markers. So we're going to get knocked into the tower according to your marker, okay? So we know 2 towers are north. That means 4 marker is southeast. Because 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 towers are behind us. And we're going to get knocked into the 4 marker tower, just like so. Oh my god. It's alright. Weave Trash made it. See, this is actually good that we showed this. So, Weave Trash, he got knocked a little bit off his tower, but see how he still had enough time to get this tower. It's forgiving. He did have to pop sprint, but essentially, this is how you do it, okay? This is how you do it. I'll show it again real quick. 2 towers are north. Goes to the spot accordingly. And he made it. You see this ball coming down? This ball coming down? As it's coming down, it's going to explode. You have time to run into it. And you stand center because it's near glitch. It's mid glitch. If you are near, you absolutely want to stay in the center. And this is a pair tower. It's always going to be this way. Pair tower. Some towers are single. Some towers are pair. You just follow the picture. You'll be fine. Now I'm going to show you guys the far glitch example of this. So here we are at Sigma with far glitch now. So as you can see with far, in this example, I have green. The BPOG lineup, I have green. I go southwest because my partner is northeast in the lineup. And then we stretch it far all the way to the very edge. See? All the way to the very edge. Now, I know for a fact that this was where male was, and I'm keeping my eyes there. My eyes are there right now. And I need to find singular tower on its own. It's isolated because it's associated with far glitch. So I'm looking at 1 marker. Haha, look at that. Look at that. So 1 tower spawned. 1 tower has spawned where male was. But it could have been opposite of male also. So again, if you see that there is not 1 tower there as far glitch, look opposite of that, 1 tower is there. So I aligned myself based off that. So the marker I had was delta. Okay, this is where I was. Everyone has their own number and letter. Mine is delta. That's where I ended up. So I look at this, and then I get knocked into the delta tower, which is this one. And I stretch it all the way to the very edge. Boom. Mechanic resolved. It's just like that. If you follow the macro in-game, you'll be fine. You can also remember it by heart if you want, but that's how you do it. That's for both near and far. It's just that simple. So after you get knocked back into your tower and everything, this is where the next mechanic comes in. Now, I do want to emphasize, in LPDU on the European data center, we use auto markers. Everyone uses auto markers in like every party. So whichever number or chain you get marked with, that's going to be your positions by default. Now, if you want to do this without auto markers, okay, it is still possible, but you're going to have 1 person do all the marking, and that's based off dynamo stacks and who has near and far, and these are things to consider, 1 person marking. Now, the way to do this is you look at Tezen's guide. If you guys want to do this as a static without auto markers, I highly recommend you look at Tezen's guide because he explains it there like in an image on how to do this without auto markers. In this video, I'm keeping it simple based off what Party Finder is mostly doing. You know, hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. That's how it is. People are using auto markers for this mechanic. And it's automatically marked based off your dynamo stacks and everything. So I will just tell you this as a disclaimer before we dive into this. Again, if you want to do this without auto markers, Tezen has a well-explained section in his guide that explains that. So everyone's gonna have their markers. They're gonna have chains, and you can have near and far. Near and far don't necessarily have to be marked, by the way. They don't need to be marked at all, because it's just basically a debuff that you get, and you know that it's you. But essentially, if you're 1 marker, 1 chain, and 2 chain, you're going to go towards female. It's female right here. So I am going towards female. And then, in the middle, there's going to be a spinning icon like so. This indicates the laser. It's going to shoot from here to here, and it will keep rotating in that direction. Okay? I'm explaining these first before 2, 3, 4, and the rest. So 1 marker, 1 chain, and 2 marker. This is how it's going to end up. There's going to be hands over here. You see these hands? You want those hit on the 1 chain, on 2 chain. They have to be far. So, as you can see, they're tethered to me right now, but it doesn't matter. This goes off later. Okay? So, it's another important thing is to look at female. She could have skates, like the previous phase 2 mechanic, or she could have a staff. In this case, she has only staff. So we are looking at the staff. We literally stand here. We do not want to stand in this line. This is the line that I was talking about that's going to go in a circular motion. So we stay. We do not move into the AoE since it is a staff. We're standing. The AoE goes off. Now we move. As 1 marker, I am standing right here. The 1 chain is moving over and 2 marker stays. You stay on this shuriken symbol right here and this shuriken symbol right here. But beware the laser. The laser, the very last laser, actually cleaves that shuriken. So if you were standing there beforehand, you're dead. You are dead. So, watch this. Boom. See it? It cleaved it. And it is the last one. This can happen. So be careful. So if you're the chain, be careful of this. Watch it. Let it happen, and then walk into it. See? Haru walks into it. There. And then, as a 1 marker, me in this case, I stand directly on this shuriken where female was. Okay? So this is how you do this section where female was. Okay? Now I'm going to explain the other side. What are they doing? Now we're going to talk about them. So now I'm going to be showcasing the other side. So here we are, 2, 3, 4, and then you have near and far people. We're all going to go opposite of female. Again, this is staff right now. It could be skates. If it's skates, you walk into it, by the way. So with staff, we see the rotating arrows. We stand towards the side, which is like, it's going to cleave and rotate this way. So we stand opposite of where it's going to rotate. And here it goes. First, we wait for the staff to go off. Now, it's time for positions. If you are number 4 marker, you're standing directly here on this shuriken. Okay? If you are far, you're going to stand here 4 outer rings from the edge. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4. Stand on this line. Okay? That's where far goes. As you can see here, I'll show you the position. Look, number 4, Aravi standing right here. Machinist. Machinist has far. Machinist is going to stand right there. See? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on that line on the 4th outer ring. Counting from outer. And 2, 3. We're going to go directly to this shuriken here. So if this shuriken's here, we count 1 shuriken. It's the 2nd shuriken. Okay? We go towards there. In the lineup 3 and 2. We position around this cardinal as 2 and 3. Near is going to position 4 outer, from 4 outer rings counting in on the same line just like far did. So from this shuriken, 1, 2, 3, 4, stand here. Okay, that's where Astro is going. Me as 2 and 3, we stand on the very edge, opposite of each other. How do you determine 2 and 3 where to go? Simple. 3 is here, 2 is here. It's like you're doing like a 4, 3, 2. You see? So 4 is standing here. 3 is standing here. 2 is standing in front of them. You see, you're making like a 4, 3, 2. See? Like 4, 3, and then I'm 2. So I'm the furthest. Boom, boom. That's how it goes off. Bounces off here. Far, everything goes off perfectly. That's it. That's literally how you do it. I simplified this as much as I can and the exact positions. But yeah, again, it's auto markers, or you can have some person mark for you if you are not using auto markers. Essentially, that's how you do it. The next part coming up is Omega dodges. I already made a video talking about the Omega dodges themselves. So I highly suggest that you look at my playlist and then you click on the Omega dodges one, because with Omega dodges, I figured it deserved its own video. And it's really not as complicated as you might think. So please watch that video and then come back to this video to know what happens after the Omega dodges. Link is going to be down in the description below for you to see. And I promise you, you will not regret it, as I absolutely simplified how to do the Omega dodges in a way that will literally stick in your head and you will never mess it up. I got you. So check that out. Alright, so now I'm going to be assuming that you already know the Omega dodges because you watched that video. Now we're going to talk about what comes after the dodges. So this part is actually pretty straightforward. I'm going to just show the first cast here. Okay, so the dodges happen. The auto marker will already mark everyone. So keep this in mind. And after all the dodges, in this example, I am showing the chain. Okay, so what's going to happen here is Omega is going to cast this. This is a half map cleave, and the left side is going to be the cleave essentially, and this side is the safe side, quote unquote, because with the chain icons, you actually want to get hit by this. So I'm going to show you guys a picture from LPDU that's going to highlight exactly where everyone goes based on what you get. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have near, you have far, and then you have the chain 1 and 2. So I'm going to be showcasing this now. So if you see right here, we have Omega Part 1 and Omega Part 2. Focus with me on Omega Part 1. Essentially, this is the boss here, and he's casting on this side. If you are chain 1 and chain 2, you're going to stand on the number markers, just like so. And essentially, you want to get hit by this. The best way to resolve this mechanic is I'm using a marker, I'm looking at a marker the whole time. I'm looking at north the entire time for the entire mechanic for both Omega Part 1 and 2. So, I look at Alpha, and then I see, okay, 1 marker is here, 2, 3 are here, and number 4 is directly south. And then you have the near and far. Far stands here if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this line. 4 outer rings onto this line. Just like Sigma, just exactly like Sigma's position. Same thing with near here, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, near stands here. If you're number 2 and 3, make sure you are standing 3 shards or so away from this shuriken. I will also show this in-game POV so you guys get a really good idea of the exact positions. So, let's go over Omega Part 1 through in-game POV. So if you can see right here, right after the dodges happen, okay, I am chain 1. I am looking at Alpha marker right now. I'm looking at Alpha, and I go to my position. I am 1 chain, and then I get hit by the monitor, and you can see, I'm going to show an example where I get 3. So I'm looking at Alpha, and I see that this side is dangerous, so I count 1 in front of me. 2, 3 is west of me, and below me is number 4. So as number 3, I simply strafe over to the left. I look at this shuriken symbol right here, okay? And then I position like so. See that? I'm standing 2 shards away. Like usually 2 or 3 shards is fine. Like as long as you're generally around 2 or 3 shards. I tend to just go like 2 shards. You're fine. You'll be fine. Okay, here's an example where I got near. You can see, I'm looking at Alpha marker. I go directly east, and this is how I stand as near. See, I'm even using my mouse to go 1, 2, 3, 4, stand on this line right here. Which is exactly what I do. And you can see the blast is gonna happen, and it's not gonna hit them in the back. This is exactly the safe spot. You do the exact same thing with Far World, literally exactly how it is. Exactly like that, if you're far. Essentially, that's how you do Omega Part 1. You know your spots now, you know where to go, based on what marker you get. I understand that this is basically auto markers, okay? This is how Party Finder does it in EU. This is an EU LPDU strat video. So again, if you really want to do this, without auto markers, you're gonna have to have someone assign somebody to mark everybody based on their dynamo stacks, based on near, based on far. They're gonna have to do the marking, right? So If you want to do that without auto markers, I highly recommend you check out Tezin's guide. Okay, so here's Omega Part 2. As you can see, these are the positions. So Omega actually, Beetle actually spawns. And so Tether 1 is on the left of Beetle. Tether 2 is right of Beetle. So if you have chains, this is how you're going to stand. And then you have 2 and 3 opposite of Beetle. You have 1 and then you have 4 on the sides. The distant world is standing right here. And the near world is standing right here. Same position, 4 outer rings into this line. So essentially that's how it goes. And I will show this in the game as well. Okay, so here we are. I get chain 2. So I'm already running towards Beetle. I grab the tether and I position like so. And everyone's in their positions. Just like so. And for me, you can use whatever orientation you want, by the way. You can either look at Beetle and go to your positions, or look at Alpha Marker and then go to your positions. I always look at Alpha Marker and for this entire mechanic, for both Part 1 and Part 2. But you can do whatever works for you. As you can see, if I'm looking at Alpha right now, you have 4, you have 1, and you have 2 and 3, just like so. But yeah, use whatever you find more comfortable for you. You can look at Beetle or you can look at Alpha the entire time. It doesn't matter where 4 or 1, like if 1's already in their spot, by the way, they tend to just anchor, and 4 would go to A marker or something like that. So the actual position doesn't matter that much for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like sometimes people will just stay where they are, because why would they move? You know? So keep this in mind. PF, sometimes you'll see people like standing where they are, even if they're number 4 and they're Alpha. Like sometimes they would do that. And boom, you can see everything goes off here. Boom, bam. Just like so. I'm going to show another POV here. And right here we can see Haru's POV. You see he got number 3, so he's standing this way. And then here's the Part 2 coming up right now. Beetle spawns, tethers can connect to anybody. It's the chain people that are responsible for that. In my case, here I am, and I'm chain 2, so I take this. Haru, what he's going to do is simply go opposite of Beetle, or again, you can use Alpha Marker and then go to your position. It works the exact same way, do not worry. But whatever works for you, okay? I'm just telling you that both ways work. So as you can see, Haru positions himself. Here's the shuriken, and he stands 2.5 shards from the shuriken. And voila. Just like so. That's how you do that. Okay, and here's my friend Aravi. His POV. Omega Part 1, he has 1 marker. So, you see, this is Alpha Marker, and he's standing right there. And I do want to mention, by the way, notice here how he's standing. He's standing right of the A marker, okay? This is very important. So, this boss is going to do a half map cleave on this side. If you are standing directly on the shuriken, you are going to get hit. You are going to get hit. So, stand a little bit away here. Even if you're far world, by the way. If you're far world, if you're number 1 and if you're number 4, you are in the position where you can actually die if you stand directly on the shuriken or a little bit inside. You don't want to get hit by the boss's monitor. So you see, you stand like at least 1 shard away from this shuriken and you're guaranteed safety 100%. Just like so. And you can see, he got 1 again. So what does he do? He stays exactly where he was. He stays exactly where he was. He does not need to move at all. This is Alpha Marker. He's staying on here, right here. See that? Just like so. And you can see I'm over there with chain 1, chain 2, and then you have the 2 and 3s going here. And then you have the number 4 going there. Just like this, see? 1, 2, 3, 4. Like a line like this, like an arc. And the 2 and 3, again, it doesn't matter where these numbers, which positions they stand. Like, even if Aravi was number 4 right now, and he stood on Alpha, he's already there anchoring. So the number 1 would go over there. That's just how PF is doing it. And there you go, as you can see. Now it's going to go off. Boom. Do want to mention, you see his movement here. He actually stands a little bit away from the tether, because there's an AoE that happens. If you can see right here, this is the AoE. So he stands a little bit away from it, to make sure that he doesn't get hit by this. And then he walks into the shuriken. This is just to guarantee that he's going to be 100% safe from the tether, because the near and far only goes off after the tethers go off. So you can walk into the shuriken, and then the bounces happen, and that's it. That is pretty much the final part of Omega. That's mechanic. At the end here, by the way, there's going to be the tank buster, same as you've done it, the same solo ray that you have done before, just like so. You're going to do it the exact same way. Eventually, the boss is going to do a cast here. They will teleport to the middle. They'll do a cast Blind Faith. Make sure here you're all standing towards Charlie marker. The boss is going to push us all back outside the map. And boom. Phase 6 starts here. And as you can see, I am right in the center. You might be wondering, how did I do that? Well, I Shikuchi'd. I'm ninja. So you guys can enjoy this absolutely destructive cutscene that I have ruined because I'm a ninja and I don't care. You can do that with ninja. You can. And I'll just be straight in the middle. As soon as the boss spawns, I'm in the middle of the boss. So it works. You can do that if you want. Just a little niche thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Phase 5 guide, guys. Make sure, again, everything's going to be down in the description below. The pictures, the strats, the LPDU Discord server. Make sure you guys join it. All right, it's gonna be awesome. And then we just one more phase, guys. Phase 6 is coming up. We'll have all the LPDU guide phases complete. And yeah, I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and I will hopefully catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.